The Scott Ryfun Radio Show.
All right, there we go. Hey, how are you? Good morning. It's Friday. We've had some people who've been very, very creative. Can we watch that again? How does this work on StreamYard?
The Scott Ryfun Radio Show.
That is a fictional reenactment, by the way. That's not exactly how that went down, in case those of you who are just joining us didn't know that. But that's one of those things. Anyway, good morning for you. We've added a new site, by the way. We added Twitch. Why did we add Twitch? I don't know. We've already had people call on YouTube call me Boomer, which is like ridiculous. But anyway, good morning to everybody. It's Friday. I had meetings yesterday, 2 interesting meetings yesterday. And next week I think there are 2 tentative and 1 firm meeting. The firm one is really, really interesting. Like really, really interesting. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how everything goes. It's all up in the air. It's just, that's what it's going to be. So Friday morning, let's say good morning to everybody. Let's see. Oh, there's Mikey Nip. How are you? Number 25 is there. I did promise I'd start giving out some more numbers today. So those of you who've been requesting numbers, I'll hand out a few more, 3 or 4 more. Happy Friday to you. Absolutely. I did not come armed, ready to, and I should have, and I apologize for that. That's me. I did not come armed, ready for the assigning of numbers, but I should have. Let's see. There we go. And it's the organization of this thing is so weird. All right. So we're at 154 for starters today. So we will start with that. Whoever starts handing us some requests. Number 59, the Holy Ghost Trucker is with us. You've been missing a couple of, oh, that's right. You get a weekend in the middle of the week. That's correct. I remember that now. Oh, let's see. Yeah, the intro is fantastic. Absolutely. You need that logo on a t-shirt? Okay. I had, the funny thing is I did some t-shirts, but yeah, it didn't get a chance to even take off, sadly. But I got some brand new t-shirts for me anyway. Scott equals trucker. No comment. I can't. I did get my documents yesterday from iHeart, and now we're kind of going over them, and there's some interesting things in there, and the initial volley is a lot better than I thought it would be, which is good. Good morning, Commissioner. Aaron, good morning to you. Okay, here we go. There you go. Della Vicent is going to get our first number today at 154. How about that? And low prep Friday, every day is low prep during this. Are you kidding me? Every day. Let's see. 156. You want 150? Why do you want 156? That's interesting. All right, but I'll give it to you. I'm curious to see what the reasoning is behind that. So 155 is still open. 153 is there. There you go. Stanley says, howdy to everybody. That's a good thing. Oh, okay. William, you are going to get 155. There you go. All right. So everybody's in. Did you guys see that truck overturned, that trailer that overturned on 341 yesterday? It's one of those things. It's not a 341 thing. Happened right near the overpass at exit 36. And it was a trailer full of tires, which means tires were spilled out everywhere, which means Leah King Bedina is furious. I wouldn't want to be near her right now. That's all there is to it, because it was, if you didn't see it, and I'm sure they got it closed off by now, they got it cleaned up by now, but it's rough stuff. I'll just say that, but they were able to get it taken care of. So that's a good thing. No, it was not you. No, it was not you and the tires. But it was just a trailer full of tires that just went everywhere. And it was a guy had a big, okay, what do you call it? Because we got some real truck guys coming in here. What do you call the truck? And it's basically a big pickup truck, but it's got double wheels on the back. It's got like 4 wheels on the back. What is that? It was a really heavy duty thing. What would that be? Was it the tire shop guy in Winn-Dixie parking lot? I don't know. I don't know who it was. I don't know if he was headed. That's a dually? Okay. That's a dually. Okay. Okay. I had a different conception of what a dually was. So I'm wrong on that. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So the dually had the and something happened, and I don't know if it's a momentum thing or I don't know what it was, but you could see in the footage that was on Facebook that it just went right over and just kind of ripped part of the back of the truck. It was pretty brutal flip. And I don't think anybody got hit by it, which is good, but obviously it made a huge mess on 341, slowed things down for a little while as well. Ugh. So today is going to be First Friday, and First Friday, for all the criticism I have of things that do happen in the city of Brunswick, you got to give them credit on things that are good as well. And First Friday has exploded downtown. I just, I hope that they have it maintained. I hope they have it ready to go. And they said they're going to change a little bit of the traffic flow out there. So we'll see how that goes. But again, you got to give them credit. It's going to be huge. And then they're going to have their fireworks extravaganza tomorrow at Mary Ross Park. They upped their, and this was the funny thing. Like, I'm reading about the budget for the fireworks and remembering, like, okay, yeah, I've been in broadcasting 32 years. And when I got started, I remember the discussion being about the budget for fireworks being $5,000. I remember it being five. And then, the discussion in the paper this morning was 25,000 is their normal budget, and they're upping it to 39,000 this year in the city. I don't know what the county did, but Bo's here, so Bo can tell us what they're doing budget wise in St. Simon's for the Glenn County fireworks display. But Brunswick upped theirs almost double. They say they're getting bigger shells, longer shells, and brighter shells, and about a 5 minute longer show. So they said they normally do about a 20-minute show. They're going to go 25 minutes. And from there, we'll see what happens. But it's going to be a big show. Obviously, St. Simon's is going to be a big deal. That I was surprised to see controversy about the overlay district for the Village on Facebook. And the reason I was surprised to see controversy for it was because it seemed like a good idea that just needs to be implemented and made the law. That's it. They shop at Velocity Zone or Pyro Mike's. That I don't know. I will tell you that I was at Velocity Zone earlier this week running some errands for the neighborhood, and talked to Buddy, and Buddy was in good spirits. They seem to be doing well over there. I miss talking about all this stuff. I had a really big plan for the Velocity Zone ads, that I was going to do all these big ads, like every single day, a different ad, and wasn't allowed to happen. So sadly, but yeah, they seemed to be good over there. What else? Oh, the back to the Village overlay. The Village overlay, I got to be honest with you, kind of surprised me that it was actually, it was actually a thing. It was actually a controversy, because the way I understand it is that they want to do a special entertainment district so that they can come out and do special things like First Friday. I mean, you see First Friday and you see the way it's been going. You see the way it's been unfolding. It's been huge. It's been getting bigger. Why not something like that for the Village on St. Simon's? I think that's kind of a neat idea, kind of a block party thing. I saw Clay Strother mention trying to make the Village fun, or the 4th of July fun, like the Sunshine Festival used to be. And I totally agree with that, because I grew up with that Sunshine Festival. I grew up with them having a big thing on St. Simon's for many years. In fact, I don't know, early in the career, we did a lot of stage work for that. And it was neat to do because the crowd was huge. And it's still huge out there, but that thing can be better. And it can be better with that. I think that overlay district, it would be a neat idea. I'm not seeing the negatives, other than I just know there are people who, anytime anything is proposed for St. Simon's that might actually uh, make something change um, or cause more people to come to St. Simon's, all of a sudden we've got to shut it down and shut it down hard. All right, let's see. Is Tony May? Tony is now 157. Just that simple. See, I can multitask like that. It's amazing. So tomorrow is the 4th of July. Tomorrow is the big day. Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, I do hope you go out. I hope you celebrate it. I hope you mark it. It is, to me, it's a very, very important day. I don't know that I mentioned this. Hello, young lady. I don't know that I mentioned this on this live stream, but I know I mentioned it on the program when we were doing the program. But there's a book out there called National Treasure. Not deliberately, well, I think it is deliberately named like that to evoke the movie, because the movie National Treasure, of course, is about stealing the Declaration of Independence. But which, by the way, is, especially if you read that book, you go, no, it's no way. There's no way. It barely exists as it is. But it's books by a guy named Michael Oslin. And if you want something that will really get you going for the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, the adopting of the Declaration of Independence, that's a thing I had to mention. A friend who said yesterday, I had to kind of get into his mentions online, because he was, I don't know what he was. Oh, he was schooling people on the birth of the country and when it really was. And he's like, July 4th was really just the day that we signed the Declaration of Independence. I was like, no, actually, we did not sign it on July 4th. We didn't sign it until August. And no, did not get signed until August. So it was adopted on July 4th, July 2nd and July 4th. So anyway, in fact, a lot of people thought July 2nd would be the day that they would celebrate that in history. I think John Adams thought July 2nd would be the big day, and it wound up being July 4th. So anyway, that book, it's called National Treasure. It's by Michael Oslin, Auslin. It is a really good book. And basically, it is about the Declaration of Independence, but in a lot of different ways. Obviously, you have to tell the story of its drafting. They also have to tell the story of its preservation, where it's been, who put it where, who hung it how, which is, again, when you think about that document and the care that it gets now, and you realize that, it literally was like tacked to a wall for a while, and in people's offices and in basements. And so there's that. But then there's just also kind of what it means to this country, what it represents, the ideals that it lays out and puts forth. It's good. It's a really, really good book, and it's definitely worth reading, because it's a multi-layered look at the Declaration of Independence. And it's funny because one of the we do little breakout videos, because StreamYard, that we do the video through, it allows us to break out little segments and put them out there. And I put a segment out there yesterday from my discussion where I was talking about how I love the World War II generation. They're amazing. They're tremendous. But when you say greatest generation, I kind of have to shade towards the revolutionary generation as being the greatest generation. Again, just because of what they had the audacity to try to do, and then were actually successful doing it. They really did change the course of this world. I mean, you think about the fact that over the last 5 decades, over the last 50 years, the largest global health problem literally went from poverty and starvation to obesity. We now have plenty around the world, and a lot of the reason for that is the main reason for that is American prosperity. America doesn't prosper, then you don't get a world that is as advanced as it is now. And a lot of people don't seem to get that, but I need to Rumble to the places. Yeah, the Rumble, I was trying to add Rumble yesterday, but I couldn't quite get it done. So, but over time, yes, we're going to add Rumble to the stream for sure. We added Twitch. We got Twitch. I don't know the Twitch, the audience. Anyway, the point is, that's the point I was making yesterday about the revolutionary generation. And I said, it laid the groundwork so that we could all enjoy what we enjoy today, which is freedom. And, we have equality. And some idiot just jumped in the comments like right away, which I guess, when you're putting yourself out on the web, you get that problem where you just have idiots encounter you and don't actually listen to what you're saying. You think that when we signed the Declaration of Independence, we were free? You think those slaves were free? And I literally went through that it laid the groundwork for what was to come. It set up the freedom. It set up the end of slavery. The combination of Declaration of Independence and the Constitution set up the end of slavery in this country and made it inevitable. It took longer than it probably should have, but it was definitely made inevitable by the founding fathers. There's zero question about that at all. At all. So, again, I do want to remind you, we're closing in on 600 subscriptions. Now, again, I think I was single digits last week when we started doing this on YouTube. I'm talking about. We need to get to 1,000 subscriptions before we really launch. And I'm not going to hold it back and say we're not going to launch until we get 1,000 subscribers. But I'm just saying it will be better in the overall if we have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you could at some point take an opportunity to go to youtube.com/@ScottRyfun, SCOTTRYFUN, and please subscribe, like, hit the bell for notifications, do all those cool things they tell you to do in all of the videos, and we'll be in a much better place as things go on. I will tell you, one of the meetings I had yesterday, I was not optimistic about going into it. And when I came out of it, I was pretty optimistic, actually, because, there's a little bit of compromise going on with both of us. And it's a good thing, because I'll tell you this, I'm going to go on the web and we're going to do this. This is going to be a thing. But at the same time, I'm hearing from a lot of people who want to hear it on the radio. So how do we do this and put it on the radio at the same time? And there are people who are willing to do that with us. There are people who are willing to partner with us on this. So it's just a matter of making it work out so that it's a financial benefit to everyone. In other words, I have to make money doing it because I got bills, and the people that I partner with have to make money with it because they got bills. And it has to make sense. Part of what's really appealing about doing this is I have a lot of sponsors willing to come on board if we just do this. And we didn't do any radio. And I will probably have to give up a little income in order to get it on the radio, but I think it's better long term. I was talking to an old testing 1 2. Well, I just got you. Oh, that's an older one. Never mind. I was talking to an old mentor of mine, an old boss of mine the other day, and he was kind of wanting to be involved. And that was one of the things he said is when you get started, it's great. You're going to come out of the box with a bunch of sponsors. He's like, but how long will it last? Well, is it sustainable? And I said, well, I don't know how sustainable it is. We haven't done this. This is brand new. But it did remind me that there are just a lot of people who listen to the radio and are going to keep listening to the radio. And I don't want to not be on the radio. At one point, when I was thinking about how we launched this, and one of the things I was going to do is, well, Scott Ryfun, better than radio. And I thought, well, no, I mean, radio's kind of the birthplace of all this. Everybody who does all these things, everybody who does all these podcasts, they have radio to thank for what they do because it's the birthplace. It's where it started. So one of the things I will do, and it will probably impact me somewhat negatively, like financially, but I just think it's the right thing to do, is I will probably take on a radio partner of some sort, just because I think it's the right thing to do. And the meeting I had yesterday was one. It's kind of a matter of how much less pain can there be, and yesterday's discussion was a lot less pain. It was a good one. And then I had another meeting yesterday afternoon. It was tangential, it was not a potential radio partner, but it was things about the future. I've got a really interesting meeting next Tuesday at 1 that is very much about the future. and we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, I feel like even if it's going to cost me a little bit of I'm going to have to share some of the revenue that maybe I'd ordinarily get entirely myself. I think putting the program on the radio in some way is the right thing to do. So anyway, we're going to do that. And also next week, not only do I have some meetings, but I also have, we're going to test the phones next week. We're going to see how the phones work out. I'm excited about this. We've got that unfolding as we speak, and we will test that out. And the great thing about it is it's a web-based solution for the phones, because another one of the things that I'm doing right now is I'm having some discussions with some people who want to have the program at their location. There is, I can't say a lot. There is a coming place that will be doing breakfast that has asked me to be there. And I think that's going to be great because we get to do the program right in front of God and everybody. I think that'll be a lot of fun. What yo name on Twitch? My name on Twitch, believe it or not, is Ryfun. Yeah, I don't get real creative with the nicknames. It's just RYFUN. That's it. But it's there, and there are actually some people watching it on Twitch. That's interesting. And some people commenting from Twitch as well. So, I don't want to make this a huge, massive thing, but just what I'm going to say is I've given you the latest update. For those of you who missed the new video, I will play it for you now.
The Scott Ryfun Radio Show.
Thank you, Noah Ring, for making that one happen. And, over time, there it is. Over time, we will we'll add more elements to this thing. We'll make it bigger, better, badder, and it will continue to be fun. Again, I know some people hadn't seen that had joined in, but we'll do it. Breakfast Club Billy T-Bone Porter says he's in the middle of a run right now, I'll bet, and he stopped just to type that. But it's I think it would be neat to have it on location. I think it would be neat to have the program out there somewhere. It's a thing I was actually trying to do when we ended up with the South Georgia 40. I will tell you this. We ended up with the South Georgia 40 meetups. One of the ways that kind of happened was I was agitating for us to sell the program like once a month on location in Savannah and find a good breakfast spot. And it wasn't that we were being told no, it's that we weren't asking, if that makes sense. And so I was literally willing to pack up and leave Brunswick at like 3:30 or whatever, so I could get there in time to set up and show prep and get ready and do it on location. But they just weren't knocking on the doors in Savannah for the breakfast thing. And so I kind of took it upon myself. And I was just actually telling the story last night. I was literally just sitting there figuring out, how can I get in Savannah more? How can I be in Savannah more? How can I talk to the people in Savannah directly? How can I have an experience with the people in Savannah? And I said, you know what if I just go up there and have lunch and invite people to join me for lunch? And I knew that they had just opened Bubba's on Bay because the Bubba's guys are here. Bubba Garcia's. They had opened it. Oh, there you go. Holy Ghost Trucker found us on Twitch. How about that? Very nice. Very nice. But anyway, Bubba's had just opened up on Bay Street. And I said, well, it would be benefit to them. It'd be benefit to us to bring some people down there. So I called their guys up and I said, hey, I called Alan and said, hey, would you mind if I invited some people from the radio audience to join me at Bubba's on Bay? And he said, sure. Yeah, please. And then he was like, how many are coming? I don't know. I'm just going to put it out there, and no hype, no big banners, no big commercials, no PA system or anything like that, no station vehicle, just me going up there and having lunch with whoever shows up. And with that, and with very little publicity, we had I don't know, a dozen people. I think we had a dozen people show up, and it was fun. And then people in Brunswick were like, wait a minute, why do you get to have lunch with them and not with us? So we did Porch. And we had like 20 something people show up at Porch. So we had, we like doubled our numbers from the Savannah thing. So the next one in Savannah, we had at Coach's Corner, we had like 30 something show up. And, Brunswick wanted theirs. I don't know if we had another one in Brunswick between those, because I know the last one we had ever was at Grandy's. But we had another one at, the next one was at, it was in Sandfly. And the Sandfly one had like about 30 people show up. So we had a really good crowd just showing up to have lunch with us. And that's all we were doing. No promotion, no real publicity other than talking about it on the program, and just people showing up. And then Grandy's, I think we had 40 something show up at Grandy's, which was insane. And then we didn't do it anymore because I had to stop doing it for football. And then things just kept piling up. Again, as I think I mentioned yesterday, the job is not just the show. When I was working for the radio stations, it was not just the show, it was running all 5 radio stations. So you had to do things every week that were for the other radio stations that took a lot of time. And that is one of kind of the blessings of this whole thing, is I can just focus on the program, because that's really where I was generating lots and lots of revenue for the company. So, oh, you're not running today, Billy. Okay, I got you. The big 5K on St. Simon's tomorrow. That's right. That's right. There's going to be a lot going on. What I love about this area, I think it's the best, is that you've got Brunswick fireworks, you've got St. Simon's fireworks, you've got Jekyll fireworks, Sea Island fireworks, and if you pick the right spots in town, usually somewhere around the marshes right in front of Lanier Plaza, you can see everybody's fireworks going off all at once, and it's just really, really cool. I'm sure there are other places, because I'm not exactly the most well-traveled man on the planet, but so I'm sure there are other places where that kind of thing happens, but I don't know of them. So to me, it's just really, really cool. So let's see. I'm your first YouTube subscription ever. The other local stations know you'll beat GIG in the morning. Well, the sad thing is, we won't know. There's a couple of things, and I will tell you this, and I will just warn you. When the next ratings come out, they're mine. They won't have ratings till next year that aren't me. So just know that. We have a room on St. Simon's for the long weekend. We may be crazy for that. No, actually, I don't think you're crazy for that, Aaron. And I'll tell you why I don't think you're crazy for that. Because as I mentioned earlier, I grew up going to St. Simon's for the fireworks a lot. And a couple of years we went to Brunswick, but most years we were on St. Simon's for the fireworks. And leaving St. Simon's after the fireworks is miserable. It is the worst part of the whole thing. And when you're a kid, you're just hanging out in the car, no big deal. But when you get older and you're actually the one driving, it is miserable. So honestly, to me, the best way to enjoy St. Simon's on the 4th of July is to go get a room. I think you've done exactly the right thing, Aaron. I don't know that there is a better way to enjoy St. Simon's fireworks than to just be, there are people who live there, they're good. But even those guys have to drive into and out of the area where the fireworks are. So again, if you get one of those, like Ocean Lodge rooms where you're just a few blocks away from the beach and you stay there, or what, Village Inn and Pub. The rooms are tiny at Village Inn and Pub, but it's nice and it's right there. If you were to get Village Inn and Pub, or I always, every time I pass by Queens Court, I always have to annoy Garrison by going, hey, this is where I stayed at my graduation. Because when everybody else, my mom of all people came to me when I graduated and was like, if you want to get a hotel room, I'll get you a hotel room, which was weird. But a lot of kids, when they graduate, get a hotel room for the weekend. Well, actually, the kids eventually graduated up to houses. But when I was in school, it was hotel rooms. And I said, yeah, I want to get a hotel room. And all the kids were getting hotel rooms on Jekyll, and they were going and having booze fests. And I'm not a drinker, so I didn't want a booze fest. So I said, well, let's get a room on St. Simon's instead. And that way I won't be near all the booze, and I can have my own gathering, and people who don't want to drink can come to my gathering. And That's what we did. And my mom got us a room at Queens Court. That's where we were. And we had good grief, because I put out the word, like, there is no drinking. There is no alcohol here. There will be no alcohol allowed in. There will be no, but if you want to come over and have fun and celebrate, then we're there for you. And we had way more people than I thought we'd have there. It was kind of ridiculous. And it was, we stayed the whole weekend. So it was 2 nights, and both nights there were people just showing up like crazy. But it was good, because it was exactly what I wanted it to be, which was people who were not totally just whacked out on booze, people who were sober and just having fun. And that was good. But yeah, so we stayed at Queens Court. Queens Court would be another good location because it's right there at the Village. So yeah, again, my thought is, I think you're doing the right thing to stay there for the weekend. And yeah, Jekyll, the same thing. You're absolutely right. Jekyll Causeway can be murder when you're leaving. And Jekyll's got a lot going on. Their stuff starts today, and they're doing stuff today and tomorrow. And I don't know if they're doing fireworks both nights or not, but I know that they're doing a lot of celebration both days. And so, yeah, it's going to be kind of murderous getting onto and off of Jekyll this weekend. Your best bet, again, is to get a room. Just that simple. All right. So there was a thing that I wanted to do, and I'm going to do it if I can hook everything up. And I think I've got it all hooked up now. And I've been wanting to do this. I was going to do this on the radio today. And of course, I'm not on the radio, so I can't do that. And it is, there it is, Freedom's Finest Hour. So I want to play this for you guys. This is for today. Here we go. It's going to be a while, so just sit back and enjoy.
On his way to be inaugurated in 1861, Abraham Lincoln stopped by Independence Hall in Philadelphia and said, "I have never had a feeling politically that did not spring from the sentiments embodied in the Declaration of Independence. I have often pondered over the dangers which were incurred by the men who framed and adopted the Declaration, pondered over the toils that were endured by the officers and men of the Army who achieved that independence. I have often inquired of myself, what great principle or idea was it that kept this Confederacy so long together?"
My name does not matter. These are not my hands. These were our hands. This is not my musket. It was our musket. At Concord, Bunker Hill, at Long Island, at Yorktown. Yorktown, Virginia, October 19. They're starved, they're beaten, they surrender, these British. So they put on new uniforms. My Lord, I'm tired. I ache to go home to Boston. It's all over now. 7 long years out of my life. 1781. I'll be 41 next month. Revere can be a silversmith again. But what am I going to do? There's Washington. God bless him. How much we piled on his back. And Knox, our general of artillery. I wonder if he'll reopen his bookstore in Boston. We're free. It doesn't seem possible that we've won, that we've held together so long. Our last king, poor George, out of his mind, wandering about his palace like a lost soul. But he was a grand figure once, so splendid in 65. 65. It was a year of anxiety for us. Yes, His Majesty was splendid. So was Windsor Castle. and His Majesty's favorite, his swan ship at Kew Gardens. And so was the national debt of 130 million pounds sterling. They boast, these English, of their new empire, which Pitt has won for them in his 7 Years' War. But who'll pay for it? Everywhere I go, Englishmen seem to think themselves a piece of sovereign over America. Our subjects in the colonies, that's all I hear. As I listen to this Grenville, the King's minister in Commons, the bleating shepherd they call him, I see little hope for us. The King and his Tories mean to enforce their buy British only policy that's ruining us. If only Pitt, our friend, were back in power. He and Edmund Burke and Charles Fox strive valiantly for us, for the rights of man everywhere, but to no avail. I'm going home. My fellow Boston merchants have wasted their money sending me here to protest. Ben Franklin's brought me word of the new stamp tax bill. Good Lord. Intercepted by the British. It's unbelievable. They're forcing us to Halifax, not Boston. A trumped-up smuggling charge. Judged, fined, prize money for the Navy, no trial by jury. That's justice for you. Boston at last. Can't get the Admiralty Court out of my mind. You never realize what a trial by jury means until they take it away from you. Off for home. My friend and neighbor Paul Revere tells me there's a boycott on. No more buy British. Gloves, expensive gowns. I wonder what my wife will say to that. No more lamb. No more imported beer, she'll say, like those Philadelphians are doing. Paul's persuasive. Tomorrow I ride with him to Virginia for our committee of correspondence. This young Virginia lawyer, Patrick Henry, shocks me with his defiant resolves. George is still my king. But that Virginians should only tax Virginians, this I believe. New York and our first Congress. We meet on Wall Street. Resolved that the colonies should only tax colonists. This too we believe. We spread our Declaration of American Rights everywhere. What is an American? I cannot say, but I know I'm no longer just a New Englander. Boston. The kettle is boiling over. Our town meetings swirl with factions. Our Tories would have us obey the stamp tax. That position's impossible to live with. Lawyer John Adams counsels prudence. We must try. But his cousin Sam, that brewer, will plunge us into violence yet with his radical call for freedom. God knows what that would lead to. Poor wretch. The mood of the cities is dangerous. Trade's at a standstill everywhere. Unemployment is spread. I may have to take my boy out of Harvard. To survive is to smuggle. I'm sorely tempted, and I cannot. No one dares to bring out the stamp paper anywhere. I have a new son, but he's not mine yet legally. I will not buy a stamp for the birth certificate, for any certificate. I don't care how much it will cost me. London. Townshend, whom they call the Weathercock, is in power now. Our friends, that eloquent Irishman Burke and Fox, are still with us. Our fight is their fight. Repeal. No more stamps, thank God. But the king will not let well enough alone. Now they're taxing paper, glass, paint, and tea, and recruiting soldiers. Boston. At Faneuil Hall with Revere, the Weathercock has thrown us a bone. Rum is cheaper now, and it sticks in our throats. Now they've forced themselves into our businesses and our homes with writs. Writs. Why, they're nothing more than blank search warrants. Let them put us all in jail. We're all smugglers now. We protest. They dissolve our legislatures across the land. We defy the customs officials. We defy the Royal Navy. We defy the King's ministers. Royal troops. John Churchill's famed West Yorkshires. The 29th Worcestershires. The King's men. We marched with them, fought with them, and bled with them against the French. And now they've come to Boston as policemen. I pray that John Adams has truly persuaded our hotheads to passive disobedience. No one will offer them lodgings in town. They pitch tents on our commons. They commandeer public and private billets under pretext of law. It roils the blood. Now, for the first time, I want a musket in my hands. Officers at my door. A Major Pitcairn of the Royal Marines. We debate, we plan, we arm, and we wait. Pitcairn has won my trust and affection, but he is still an intruder in my home. I will never accept that. Neither will my neighbors. They're paid nothing, so they hire themselves out for a pittance. Our children mock them. Hey, bloody back. Hey, lobsters for sale. Our unemployed gang up on them in the streets. They retaliate. Sentries challenge you over and over. They harass us everywhere. Don't fire. They were ruffians, but we mourn our dead. Sam Adams is rousing the colonies to a fever pitch with Revere's etching of the massacre. He will not let it die. Unhappy Boston, see thy sons deplore thy hallowed walks besmeared with guiltless gore. Narragansett Bay, June 1772. HMS Gaspé will raid us no more. They punish us. 342 chests of tea to fatten the pockets of the East India Company and Governor Hutchinson's nephew. Into Boston Harbor, dumped. Into New York's East River, dumped. Charleston, confiscated. The coercive acts, more troops. Boston is now an occupied city. We cannot meet openly. Our sheriffs, our judges, our very juries are taken from us. Philadelphia, another Congress. The carpenters have lent us their hall. Thank God for our friends. Our plight has aroused them to the common danger. Charleston sends money and rice. Brooklyn, 100 sheep. Connecticut, 100 sheep and General Israel Putnam. Resolved, we will gather arms, we will form our own militia. We will collect taxes on our own. We pray for divine guidance. The King's ministers must come to their senses. Surely Englishmen cannot have forgotten what it means to be free. No reconciliation. Chastisement. They're pushing General Gage. Arrest Sam Adams. Disrupt our provisional government at Lexington. seize our powder and stores at Concord. April 18, 2 a.m. Gage orders out the elite of his army, his flank companies. The Bloodybacks bayonet their pet dogs. No alarm must be given, but we know their every move. Revere warns Sam Adams before they take him. We form on Lexington Green, companies minute and alarm. An unexpected volley. Major Pitcairn just 10 yards away from me. Robert Monroe is falling at my side. Jonas Parker. I'll never believe Pitcairn ordered his men to fire. But it doesn't matter now. They've drawn our blood. They're past the cemetery to Concord. It's a grand music. North Bridge. We wait. They fire. There's no question now who shot first. It's on their heads. They're breaking. They're veterans. The best they have are breaking. We pursue them. Farmers, merchants, workers. We hound them. We harry them. They stagger into Boston. June 16. We're ordered out to fortify Bunker and Breed's Hill overlooking the harbor. Colonel Prescott and Old Putnam are at us through the night to finish the redoubt, the earthworks, and the rail fence. I can hear the little English drummer boys flailing away. I mustn't panic. 3 times they come at us up those bloody slopes under that hot June sun. 3 times they struggle through the blackberry bushes and over the fences. Our muskets are empty. We retreat. The night brings shattering weariness to us all. I grieve for the fallen. Our Dr. Warren, that wonderfully sunny man. Major Pitcairn will grace my home no longer. And so many, many more. Philadelphia, the Congress once more. Rebellion, the awful realization of it assails us. No time for regrets. The hills of Boston swarm with disorganized militia. Who is to command us all? Excitement today. The chair recognizes John Adams. His nominee, Washington of the Virginia delegation. Hancock is stunned. He expected the job. Colonel Washington refuses the $500 a month we offer him. He will accept expenses only. Granted. I have my misgivings about this rich planter. He's only 43. He has little experience. With the general at Cambridge, there's no sleep for us. All is chaos. Officers quarrel over seniority. Nothing on paper, no lists of units, men, supplies, flimsy shelters, no sanitation, no medical service. Cannon, none. Powder, almost none. Ammunition, lacking. Old Putnam is offering a tot of rum for each round of British shot recovered. But it's better than we dared hope. Our people are coming from everywhere to answer the call. The poor and the rich, the young and the old, from the north and the south, from the east and the west, from the mountains, from the farms, plantations, from the villages and cities, Baltimore, Savannah, Salem, from Portsmouth, Charleston, Hartford, and Charlotte, from the colleges, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, King's College, Brown, William and Mary, and still more come. Trappers, runaway slaves to buy their freedom with army pay. From the cricket fields, from the mills, knife grinders and shoemakers, from the printers, teamsters, blacksmiths, paper makers, from the synagogues and churches, Catholics, Protestants, even some Quakers, from the foot-washing Amish, Moravians, French Huguenots, Dutch, Germans, Irish, Swedes, free Negroes, physicians, lawyers, fishermen, chimney sweeps, tinkers. Winter. The siege drags on. Enemy-occupied Boston starves, but the army is taking shape. Our insubordinate, undisciplined New Englanders are beginning to obey orders. Only the general could have done it. He's an inspiration to us all. Enlistments are running out. We plead. The general pleads. But the militiamen leave. They have their families, their livelihoods to think about. Not everybody cares enough. The boycott against the enemy falters. Loyalists are everywhere in discouraging numbers. We've had to put Ben Franklin's Tory son William in jail. Thank God for Knox. Precious cannon all the way from Fort Ticonderoga. Other volunteers are coming forth, but we still must start all over again. We're true rebels now. All of us here and in Congress walk daily in the shadow of the hangman. Philadelphia, the Congress. Still endless debates, endless objections, endless problems. But above all, John Adams and the Lees of Virginia hammer home independence and union, day after day after day. They stand like a rock, impervious to assault. There's no withstanding them. I have no king any longer. Common sense, the words of that Englishman Tom Paine reverberate through the land now. O ye that love mankind, ye that dare oppose not only the tyranny but the tyrant, stand forth, receive the fugitive and prepare an asylum for mankind. Is this then the meaning of our rebellion? At his lodgings at the home of Graff, the bricklayer, young Tom Jefferson reached into his mind, his heart, and his soul. Into our minds, our hearts, and our souls. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of those ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance upon divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Manhattan, New York, July 9. I've rejoined the general. As I stand here in the ebb of the day listening to our declaration, none of us New Englanders, New Yorkers, nor Southerners any longer, but Americans. I most somberly ponder the road ahead. The defeat of Tom Jefferson's attempt in the Declaration to denounce slavery troubles me. The full might of that powerful empire, Britain, we have yet to feel its fist. We can expect the utter destruction of our cities, invasion of all our homes. Savages turned loose on our frontiers. But we have more than our lives or our property to fight for now. Man is not made for the state, but the state for man. This is my faith. Here is the eternal answer to all forms of tyranny over the persons, the property, and the minds of men. Later that night, we hauled down our last king on Bowling Green. We needed the lead for bullets. August, Manhattan.
And there you
Boston is ours again, but the enemy, 10,000 strong, occupies
go.
Staten
Moving on to
Island.
part two.
His fleet roams New York Bay with impunity. They can strike at us anywhere. Reinforcements from Manhattan to strengthen our defenses at Brooklyn Heights. Grim tidings. They spill ashore near Red Hook on Long Island. We fight for our lives by Gowanus Creek. Flatbush is theirs. Gravesend. New Utrecht. Retreat. John Glover and his Marbleheaders evacuate those of us who are left in Manhattan. No choice. There is no time to lament our ruin this night. We must retreat to Harlem Plains. Manhattan is theirs. I still have faith in our Virginian despite our terrible defeat. Ugly rumors already fly about replacing him. September 16, Harlem Heights. The Black Watch jeer at us. They mock us. This time we attack. We drive them back. I hear no jeering now. No more to hounds. We pull back. We cannot risk full battle in our weakened state. September 21. A terrible fire guts Manhattan. General Howe is furious. He orders our young spy, Nathan Hale, hanged within hours of his capture. I hear he died well. New Jersey. We cannot hold Newark. Brunswick. General Cornwallis is like a leech on our trail. Barely 3,000 men left. Our boys are slipping away by the scores. Who can blame them? We exist, little more. I cover my naked feet with strips of rawhide from cattle slaughtered this morning. Christmas Eve. Just 9 miles to Trenton now. Is the game up? We'll know soon. We must win tonight or all is lost. We're across the Delaware now. No smoking, no talking. The sleet has got to our priming pans. The word comes down, bayonets. Trenton, a most joyous Christmas bounty. 3 elite Hessian regiments destroyed. 900 prisoners. Barrels of brandy by the score. The general orders them stove in. A pity, but no matter. We can go on now. Paris, 1777, spring. Glorious news. His Majesty Louis XVI and his minister Vergennes are helping us to revenge themselves against their old enemy, England. Citizen Franklin, our emissary, has the entire court at his feet. They can deny him nothing. Philadelphia, with John Adams at the Congress. First fruits, the Brig Mercury out of Nantucket. 364 cases of arms, clothing, and Lavoisier's powder. Like our Army, which barely holds together with more spirit than flesh, so does our Congress. John can scarcely exist on his salary. I have a letter for the General. Power to commandeer is now his. It's high time. Prices are outrageous everywhere. Shoes, $5 a pair. Salt, $27 a bushel. Molasses, unavailable at any price. The talk of Congress is our proposed Articles of Confederation. How can a country depend on the collective will of its states? I do not see how it can work. August. Reinforcements for old Granny Gates. Gentleman Johnny Burgoyne has taken Fort Ticonderoga, our Gibraltar of the North, and is headed south for Albany. I'm detached for duty with Benedict Arnold. He's a fighter, all right. Our Continentals will follow him anywhere. New York, September 19. What a bloody mess at Freeman's Farm near Saratoga. The British and Hessians fight us like lions. Arnold leads us in a charge at Bremen's Redoubt. We're swept up by his audacious madness. He's hit, but we press on. Capitulation, October 17. This playwright general, Gentleman Johnny, who's gone to the wars with Mistress and Champagne, surrenders his army. We do not wish to embarrass this brave enemy. We exult in silence. Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, December 18. We pitch winter camp here today. A British deserter from Philadelphia has been taken. He'll not have his boots for long. Our occupied capital is a gay place. Skating parties, theatricals. We're told a Major Andre on General Howe's staff is the most popular wit and ladies' man in town. We huddle in our bare huts, in our threadbare patch tents. We huddle at the fires. There is no warmth anywhere. I am numb and want for feeling. I can't get down this bowl of beef soup full of burnt leaves and dirt. Day by day we hunger, grow lame and itch. I vomit half the time. My rags grow foul. Amputation after amputation at the hospital hut, until the stink floats upon the wretchedly cold air to assail my nostrils. I'm almost beyond caring. Why do I stay? My comrades, these 17-year-olds who make up more than half our miserable army, why do they stay? Is all hopeless? Our defeated Brandywine. The loss of our capital to an enemy who shrugs away the loss of an army at Saratoga. Our Congress on the run, in refuge at York. It's good having Mrs. Washington here. The General's a lucky man. Would that my wife could come too. She writes me she's sold the last of our silver. My family will eat again until spring. What then? She's plain spoken, my wife. Sign on again, she says. We'll make do at home. God bless her. A new arrival today. A German who calls himself Baron von Steuben. May this drill master be half what he says he is. We've been deceived by too many of these arrogant fellows from abroad, demanding grand salaries to serve with us. I'm still suspicious of this 24-year-old Major General Marie-Joseph Motier, the Marquis de Lafayette from France. At least this aristocrat is different. He's willing to serve without pay. Bless this Steuben. Now we can march and maneuver in ranks of 4. Get brigades in and out of the line twice as fast. More to celebrate today. Open alliance with France. It warms the blood. With hope rising again in us, it's good to know we're not alone. Bless these foreigners like Motier, Steuben, the Pole Kosciuszko, and all the others who've given up so much to make our fight their fight. May their blood mingle with ours. This is our strength. Calamity, Newport. Our first combined operation with our French ally is a fiasco. But Chris Green's regiment of Free Rhode Island Negroes excites the admiration of us all. They stand against the Hessians like a rock. For days, for months on end, the war grinds on. Monmouth, New Jersey. Bloody stalemate under a savage summer sun. Chilling cries of British-led savages on our frontiers. The mutilation of our women and children. The smell of charred flesh. The keening of squaws as we burn village after village of the enemy's 6 nations in the Mohawk Valley of New York. Charleston lost. Our entire South exposed to ravage and ruin. Camden, South Carolina, and another army lost under Granny Gates. Nat Green replaces old Granny. Cornwallis pursues us. Nat has us hit and run with Marion, Pickens, and Horry. We hunger. We stagger through dysentery and defeat. Cornwallis harries us. We hit and run. The most foul blow of all. Benedict Arnold's attempted treason at West Point is beyond reason. Poor Major Andre. Ignoble go-between, hanged as a spy. We can grieve for you. Gallant to the end. The trap is sprung. September 1781. Glorious news. Admiral de Grasse and the French fleet has sealed in General Cornwallis from the sea at Yorktown, Virginia. It's a grand opportunity. The general orders all of us south to reinforce Nat Green, Lafayette, and Anthony Wayne, who are holding Cornwallis at bay. It will not be easy to shut the gate on Cornwallis. He's a commander worthy of our Virginian. General Rochambeau's French march with us. The Royal Dupont and the Gâtinais, the 41st Soissonnais, the Legion Cavalry, Irish Lancers, Poles, on the move at last, all as one under our Virginian. Yorktown, the siege is on. September 14, anxiety. The French engage the British fleet. De Grasse prevails. The enemy withdraws. October 14, combined assault against enemy redoubts. The Royal Dupont and the Gâtinais on the left. On the right, Alec Hamilton and the mixed companies of American light infantry. Bayonets. The enemy works are ours. October 19. They are laying down their arms. My Lord, I'm tired. I ache to get home to Boston. It's all over now. Fraunces Tavern, Broad Street, New York. Farewell, beloved Virginian. Come and take me by the hand, each of you. Peace, 1786. For 3 years now, since my discharge from the Army, I have prospered little. I fear for my family, for the future. Up and down the land, we linger in a depression. Hard money is scarce. Most of our state currencies are an inflated and bitter joke. Newspaper printers accept subscriptions in salt pork. North Carolina businessmen barter for whiskey. Virginians for tobacco. Our national coinage is an illusion. A maze of ninepence, bits, and half-bits. Pistareens, picayunes, and fips. Where will all this end? Our Congress, what can it do? It pleads for money, it requisitions. But which state pays? Which heeds it? This confederation of ours is anarchy, not good government. Only the states can tax. To what end? New York taxes firewood from Connecticut, agricultural products from New Jersey. New Jersey retaliates. A preposterous tax on New York's lighthouse at Sandy Hook on Jersey soil. The inevitable. Rebellion rocks the land. In Massachusetts, Daniel Shea and his debtor farmers attack our courts and the Springfield Arsenal. Insurrection, violence. Where is justice here? Where is authority? Where is Congress? Where is the spirit that forged our nation? Philadelphia, May 1787. Our land bestirs itself once more. We gather at the State House and toil in secret to fashion a new government. Our Virginian has come to lend us his presence, to have him here to preside over us, boys us all. Franklin is with us. Aged though he is, his mind and wisdom are unimpaired. We're a young group withal. Madison from Virginia is 36. Redoubtable and brilliant Alec Hamilton from New York is but 30. We labor, we ponder, we dispute. All our fears, all our prejudices, all our factionalisms, all our frailties stalk our halls. Yet we go on. Too much is at stake. We advance and we retreat. We must compromise or we founder. We compromise. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. New York, inauguration. Washington has arrived. 13 years ago, I had a king. Today, I have a president, a nation, a constitution, and a Bill of Rights. Something every man is entitled to against every government on earth. As I linger here at Valley Forge amidst the overwhelming silence which calls out to me so many painful memories, may I, so long as I have yet to live, never again be denied my God, my tongue, or my pen as my conscience guides me. Denied the security of my person and my house against unreasonable search or seizure. Denied a trial by jury. May I or my neighbors never again be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, under a government of laws and not of men. To deny or abuse the rights of but one man is to deny and abuse the rights of all men everywhere. May my children and my children's children cherish and protect these rights so dearly won. For the struggle for freedom, for a more perfect union, is a never-ending one.
All right, I don't know about you. I got goosebumps on that one. That was, whew, man. All right, so I don't know what else to tell you today, other than again, thank you for supporting. Thank you for being there. Thank you for getting what we're trying to do, which is the best. And I hope you guys have a fantastic 4th of July. I hope you have a fantastic celebration of the 250th of America. Who is this guy supposed to be? I think he's just supposed to be kind of a random generic soldier. It was Ronald Reagan narrating, in case you missed that one. But I think he was just supposed to be, the typical colonist, basically, back in the day, who fought against the redcoats. Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love it. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I've been on way longer than normal because, of course, that thing was pretty long. But I wanted you to be able to hear it. I was originally going to play it for you on the program today, but there is no program today, so I can't do that. But I hope you have a great weekend. I will talk to you again Monday. I will tell you, we had some other travel plans already in line for this month. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to miss a Monday with you guys and a Tuesday. That'll be in 2 weeks. But until then, I'm going to keep hitting you guys every weekday morning until 7 o'clock. Again, we'll take a couple days off later this month. Look at everybody. But have a great weekend. Have fun. Be safe, because I do want to talk to you again Monday morning, 7 o'clock. See you then. Oh, yeah. One more thing. God bless America.